Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington, the original shark on the Shark Tank show on ABC Network, a global phenomenon show, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about entrepreneurship. I've spent over 3 decades as an entrepreneur, and I get to talk and interview and hang with some pretty cool people, some big names like Tony Little and Fitness Products and Jack LaLanne and the Juicer, the George Foremans of the world. But today I have a very inspiring story from a young entrepreneur. He started at the age of 16, and in the next 8 years, he built a global business. In fact, he's been traveling all over the world. He's been to 18 countries, 62 cities, from Shanghai to the US to Mexico to South Africa. He started actually out of inspiration because when his father lost his job, his mother had to get a second job. And I think it's time I better introduce you, Yannick van den Bos from the Netherlands. How you doing? Welcome.
Thank
Okay, well, it's an amazing story because you've been involved with some people that have some 8-figure businesses that you've been involved with. So you've seen some very fast growth companies. But what's the drive behind you and the inspiration for your entrepreneurship?
Well, when I saw my father, lost his job in an economic recession, and my mother had to take a second job, I just realized that the world is very real. So nobody is going to give you favors or give you handouts. Okay. If you want to do something in life or you want to get something, you have to get it yourself.
Right.
So they say if it's to be, it's up to me. So I made it my mission to, get started. My mother brought me to a hotel meeting when I was 16, just by accident. I was playing computer games, and she was like, hey, let's go. Okay. I was like, no, I don't want to go, but she says, no, we are going.
Oh, wow.
So I went to that
smart lady, huh? Yeah.
She is, and I'm happy she did.
God bless.
So I went to the hotel meeting, and I got enrolled in the world of MLM network marketing,
okay,
which didn't really work out for me. Okay. I got started with piggy jar money, so I was 16. I went to the swimming pool and get money from the closets and stuff. So that's how I got started.
You saw how not to do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Exactly. A lot of people don't do well in MLMs,
Yeah, it was also not really my passion, but it really gave me that first taste of entrepreneurship and really got me started.
Okay.
So that was my first step in the world of entrepreneurship.
Okay, so now you've morphed into the online marketing business, right? So how did you get into online? And you've worked with some pretty big players in that field.
Yeah, I was just basically doing everything you can imagine to make money online. So I've done a lot of affiliate marketing. I've done some pretty crazy stuff that I won't say on the camera, but
okay.
It was fun. So everything you can think of, I've really tried it, just out of desperation to really start making money. And I really found my passion when somebody reached out to me and said, hey, Web 2.0 is going to be booming in the next couple of years. You should really stick with that. So I started to learn more about social media and online marketing, and really to see hey, how can I master this and bring it to the right crowd? So I started doing it for local businesses and started to become for music artists. And I started to become better and better and better. And then I got picked up by a multinational company and wanted me to do it in Netherlands, South Africa, and Belgium. And then he referred me to another company that is pretty well known for their car navigations.
Okay.
So they also, I did 2 marketing campaigns for them. So that's how I got rolled into that world.
I got you. So you started doing it for corporations.
Yeah.
And then through that, you learned how to do it, and now you're doing it for yourself.
Yes.
So you moved from the corporate world to the entrepreneurial world, which is an amazing shift. And this is where I think a lot of online marketers, you've developed some of your own systems, but who did you learn from? I mean, you learn from mentors, or how'd you do it?
Yeah, so in my business, what I always try to do is, if I want to learn something, typically what I used to do is buy information products. Okay. Right? But if you really think about life, it's like when we grow up, we learn from our parents, from our mother and from our father. Right. That's our mentor. Yep. I used to play basketball, so I had a basketball coach. So if you want to learn certain things, you need to find the people that already done there or been there, so you can go there.
100%, absolutely.
So whatever I did, that's actually also why I travel much, is because I want to try and find people that I can look up to and learn from.
Okay.
So for example, we already saw the interview with Darren. We met in the Bahamas.
Okay.
So when I saw what he was doing, I aligned myself with him to learn more about systems and online marketing, because he could take it to the next level.
It's piggybacking somebody else's strengths, learning from them, networking with them, and also maybe sharing in profits of some ventures together in the process, right? I mean, so you learned systems from Darren, right? And so what was that like? I mean, now now that you've learned these systems, you're building not only your own business, but you're helping, like Darren helped you help others.
Yeah, I always think like if you learn something, you have to like pay it forward.
Right.
So don't be the person that, you know, holds it back and shines the bling bling and basically don't give back.
Right.
Like always pay it back, because you never know how much. Well, you know, when I got started, first of all, I did it for my family.
Yes.
But there's like thousands of families out there that are probably looking like to make money online because they're in a certain desperation or a certain situation they want to get out of.
Gotcha.
So one thing that I also know and that I really want to, you know, let people know is people that make a lot of money necessarily doesn't mean that it's the right mentor. You always have to look at the right values. You know, if is it somebody that you like to work with on a longer term basis.
Gotcha.
Like in the last few years, I've worked with a lot of like pretty wealthy and rich people, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they can teach me the right things.
Okay.
So
yeah, well, that's for sure. I mean, plus, you want to trust somebody that you work with. Sometimes the rich people aren't necessarily, they got rich because they cut some corners or didn't take care of everybody along the way. I know that because I've seen that happen. So, I'm hearing some pretty significant things. You use mentors, you buy information products, you invest in yourself, right?
That's correct.
Okay, because it's like building a business. You have to make small investments, right?
There's a foundation in business and life, what I think, and I always say, like, first you need to have the clarity. You need to know where you're going. Because if you don't know where you're going, it's basically stepping in the car, you know, and just driving around and hoping that you're gonna reach your end destination.
Okay.
And then your fuel is gonna be like finished.
Okay.
You're gonna be frustrated, and you're gonna like try to find more fuel, and it's pointless. So first you have to get your clarity. Then you have to look for your self-education. Because I used to say, like, formal education makes you a living, and, you know, self-education makes you a fortune.
I like that.
So that's the second thing. Third thing is you get yourself a mentor, because now that you know where you're going, you got your education, now you're gonna look for a mentor that's already been there that you can model after.
Yes.
So now with this knowledge, you can actually start your own system. So this system will now leverage, you can actually leverage in terms of, like, you know, if I wanna go to the beach, I know that my system will take care of the money aspect of, you know, my lifestyle.
And you're making money while you're at the beach too, right? Okay, that's what's so nice about that.
So I can travel the world because I have a system in place.
Right.
So all these 4 pillars are, you know, if you combine those 4, it will give you that financial freedom: the clarity, the self-education, the mentor, and the system. So that's in everything I do, or if I speak with people, that's what I give them.
I didn't graduate from college because I was an entrepreneur. And so education would have taken me so far, but I needed to self-educate myself and invest also in books and people and mentors. And I've had many mentors over the years, and it's so good to hear you say that. And Darren has been one of those mentors for you. And I know that Darren's program, he helped you with your systems, then you kind of put your own magic into it, so it's sort of a 1 + 1 = 5 or 6.
Because everybody has their own story. If you're doing it with, relationship marketing, attraction marketing, everybody has their own story, so you have your own target market. Right. Like maybe a certain person would target baby boomers that are preparing for their golden days. Yep. Maybe I'm targeting a more younger crowd that want to, plan out for the future and build up that financial security. Right. Maybe there is a person that is, highly stressed in a corporate job, and they just want to get out and spend more time with the family. Everybody has a different story. Right. So the system stays the same, but if you put your own twist to it, you're going to attract a certain people that you want to work with. Gotcha. And it goes back again to that mentor story, like, you want to work with the mentors that have the same values. Well,
I think the advantage you had, you started when you were 16, your mother, thank God she put you into that MLM situation, which you found wasn't for you, but then that gave you the thrust to learn, which you've now done, and now, so you started slow, started small, and now you've built, and now you're doing this all over the world, 18 countries, 62 cities, an amazing story. Good to have you here today. Is there any last word you'd like to tell anybody out there right now that's listening?
Well, I always leave people that I speak with a thought, and it's like, no matter what your world looks like today, the world that you live in tomorrow is the world that you create. So take action right now, because your dreams are valuable.
Yannick, it's so great to have you today. Fantastic, and great being with you. Congratulations on all your success. Okay, thank you.